Imagine, if you will, pulling up on the set, Fort Lauderdale, to watch St. Thomas Aquinas high school football players and the OT7 playoffs. You see RG3, you see Cam Newton, you see Shedeur Sanders, but the dude that people most want to talk to is a sophomore at Ohio State. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If that is something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Would you be as enthusiastic to talk to Jeremiah Smith as you would any of the other guys that I mentioned, two of which are Heisman winners, and one of which I think is the greatest college football player who has ever lived in Cam Newton? I guess that depends. Are you a Buckeye fan, and do you understand what is coming, what has been in Jeremiah Smith? Because Manny Navarro at The Athletic does, and he got a one-on-one with him where we got some really interesting quotes from Smith about this past year, about expectations, and I picked out five things that he had to say that I thought were interesting enough to unpack here on the show. I'm also going to take this opportunity to remind you we have an Apple podcast and a Spotify podcast. Audio on the Apple, video and audio on the Spotify. And if you are willing to go to Apple and Spotify and leave us a 5-star review, I am willing to send you one of these very cool stickers that I'm running out of in this particular color and this particular style. I'm saying that because these are going to fast become collector's items. If you don't have one, they're not going to look like this much longer. We're also trying to get over 500 ratings in the month of July on the Apple podcast. We're trying to get over 200 ratings in the month of July on the Spotify podcast. There are over 136,000 people that subscribe to this channel. If even 10,000 of you decided to do this, we would have one of the most listened to and downloaded shows in sports. You get to decide whether or not it's the best. I'm going to make stuff. Hit the link in the description below, fill out the form, and I will send you your sticker after you've done that 5-star review. Okay, so Jeremiah Smith is a mutant. He got the X gene. That's what it is. Marvin the Martian, this dude is above human, right? That's all we can come up with after a freshman season where you have 76 catches, over 1,300 yards, 15 TDs, and you lead Ohio State to the national championship for the first time in a decade. We can make an argument that Caleb Downs is as good a football player as Jeremiah Smith. We can even make an argument that if Will Howard does not go full berserker, right, doesn't hit Super Saiyan Blue in the month of December, they don't win the national championship. But nobody is under any other, let's say, illusions as to what Jeremiah Smith is and what he can be. So it was interesting that Navarro, being a South Florida dude, was able to get him one-on-one and ask some interesting questions. And the first one that I thought was worth unpacking is, what was the hardest part about your first year of college? And that could go all over the map. That could be class. That could be practice. That could be simply adjusting to, you're the number one player in the class. You're at Ohio State, and they're already saying you're probably going to start. The pressure that comes with that. But that wasn't it. What he did say was learning that playbook. Coming in, they threw everything at me so fast. We had installs every week. Toward the end of the year is when everything started to slow down for me. And it showed. Because as soon as it did slow down to him and they start feeding him the rock, Ohio State's fortunes changed. Had to take the Oregon loss to kind of jar the defense into going. I think it took the Michigan loss to jar the offense into going. The Michigan loss was one in which the offense just did not show up, could not get into the end zone. And they lost a game that they played on Michigan's terms in large part because they did not force the football down the field to 4. When they started doing that against Tennessee, they destroyed them in the college football playoff. When they started doing that against Oregon, they destroyed them in the college football playoff. Texas decided to take him away so Carnell Tate could destroy them in the college football playoff. And then Notre Dame said, we're going to try to play this straight up, and Jeremiah Smith destroys them in the college football playoff. If his first half of this year looks like his second half of last year, and he continues to get better, good luck with all of that, Big Ten and Texas. There's also what he had to say about the new quarterback, which I think is real interesting. I think new quarterback. Lincoln Kienholz is in a battle with Julian Sand, but all of us are acting as if Julian Sand is going to be the guy. Not unlike C.J. Stroud when he was in a battle with Kyle McCord to be the guy. So he said that arm is different. He can make any and every throw. Just a smart quarterback like me. He's a little quiet, but he's starting to come out of his shell. He's definitely going to be a guy. It's going to be very scary for opponents. Again, I love it when a wide receiver has confidence in his quarterback and we don't have any acrimony there. I also love that Brian Hartline, who is wide receivers coach and has developed one of the best wide receiver coach rooms in the nation and has quickly become one of the better wide receiver coaches to coach this position, is now calling plays for Julian Sand. So he's also going to ask a guy to get a little bit more vocal. And one of the things you don't have to tell Brian Hartline is to be more vocal. I think he's going to coach that in as an offensive coordinator, and we're going to see what happens, because if he's got the arm we think he does and the talent we think he does, sky's the limit for him as well. On his body, Jeremiah Smith said, I changed my eating habits, just eating healthy food, salmon, rice with vegetables. I'm at 225 pounds now. I was 205 or 208 when I got there. Body fat, I think I'm second on the team. I just did 20 reps at 225 on bench and ran 22 miles an hour in a game. Mick Marotti, you are that dude. All right, brief aside. When I went to the University of Tulsa, I didn't think I was going to be a journalist writer. I didn't think that was going to be what I'm doing. I didn't think that what I was going to do was be doing this show. What I wanted to do was be a strength coach at a major college football program. I wanted to be like Mick Marotti or Jerry Schmidt or Tommy Moffitt, right? Keep throwing names at you that you might know. Scott Cochran. I wanted to be the guy that was the mechanic on the F1 car, and that's what these dudes are. They are F1 cars that I get to wrench on. Don't break the car, make the car faster. It's fast when it comes out of the wind tunnel. Your job is to make it faster. Find ways to tune it, right? Wing adjustments here, course. But what are our tires doing? What's the strategy going to look like? Is it operating to the driving style that it needs to be for the person in the car, right? This is the Max Verstappen comp. He's the guy that can put that Red Bull on the top of the podium. Nobody else can, but that's okay. That means that I've done my job as a mechanic for him. This is what you got to do for Jeremiah Smith, and this is what Marotti has done. When you tell me you've been able to put on basically 15 pounds, I mean, because we're taking body fat into account here, and you can do 225, basically your body weight 20 times. Doing your body weight 20 times, I think, is a great sign of strength on bench. I know we overcook it because those of us that have grown up, and I certified strength conditioning specialist, CSCS over here, we put a lot more into what you can squat and what you can clean, right? But that's impressive as hell, guys. That I for a wide receiver that's just he's still 19. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I didn't think that would be the thing that sent me, but it was the thing that absolutely sent me, because I be in the gym like that. I mean, I don't lift like I used to because my knees and my shoulders are going to explode. It's not the medical term for it, but that's basically what my doctor said. Hey, you keep this up, you're going to explode. I need you to be a lot more of a fit guy and less more of a power guy. And I'm going, all right, well, can I still run? And no, you can't run. All right, so I'm just going to be on a step mill and on a bike and throwing these hands. Yeah, you can box, but please don't box for real. Damn, all right, so now I'm just working the pads with the kids, and I'm a great pad instructor, and I love working with kids on the pads. I mean, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ow. You know, keep that left up, dog. Otherwise, I'm going to pop you. Anyway, the thing he had to say about the Heisman was, I still have a lot of work to do, and I've got 2-3 more years left of college. I've still got to go to the pros, hopefully, by the grace of God. I've just got to keep it going. Just because I have one great year, I can't get comfortable and depend on that. I want to do this year in and year out. What about the Heisman? Right? What about the Heisman? I'm just trying to win another natty. That's what I'm focused on. All the other individual coaches and individual accolades will come afterward. It's what you like, man. Got a head on straight. Still probably gonna win the Heisman. Man, still probably gonna win the Heisman. All right. So, what do you have to say about the University of Michigan and losing to that team? Because that is the one glaring blemish on his record, like we would even allow the loss to Oregon given the national championship, right? But you can't be losing to Michigan like this. He said, I'm not a sore loser, but I hate losing, and losing to that team up north was pretty crazy. In the end, I think it really helped us play the way we did in the playoffs, but I didn't want to go to Ohio State and lose to the team up north. I just hate them. Just something about them. For the next 2 years, I promise you, I will not lose to them. I can't lose to them the next 2 years. I would like to see it.